because truly we are at a point of commitment. If you are not taking action to thwart the powers that be in February and March of this year, there may not be a point to it in April or May. It's going to come to that. Now, in our way of thinking, and it's okay to talk about it now, the huge debacle that will be the ongoing building tension language relative to the economy starting now, well, that was ongoing at the moment, will drive many, many, many people to make that appropriate decision that are not even contemplating it at this stage, that are not even aware they have yet to make that they're within even the context of making that decision of going out and being active against the entrenched elite. And I don't want to say much more than that, other than that wave is part of our immediate future. It leads up to that March 2nd time period. And it's going to be real interesting times, really fantastic times.
So when universe moves, you march, huh?
That's pretty much it. When universe shows that a clearer, well, basically, Morihei Ueshiba in Aikido really has it right. He's quite correct. And it sounds really stupid in cartoon fashion and, Karate Kid kind of stuff to say it, but I have demonstrable evidence that it's true. And that is that when a being, it doesn't have to be a human, but when a being is aligned with the needs of universe, that is to say, has found its niche within the energetic pattern of universe, they cannot be defeated in their if they're harmonizing with the way that universe wants them to go. Because in order to do that, you've got to shift the whole of universe. You've got to bust that harmonization and change universe in order for that outcome not to be realized. You'd have to have had personal experience of it in the moment of dynamic action to see how it really plays out. But the ability to grasp that harmonization is more than simply words, that it, at an energetic level, it is a vibration. Well, let me put it to you this way. The powers that be recognize this, and they are very much afraid of it. And this is why our current Gandhi, and everybody is going to dispute me, and I know that some individuals out there with whom I've had discussions will rant and rail at me and say it's because of certain things that are affecting my consciousness that I have this opinion. However, the person on the planet at the moment that the powers that be are treating as though they treated Gandhi is David Icke. They have and are using the same techniques on him as they used on Gandhi. They are as afraid of him as they are as afraid of Gandhi. They are as reluctant to kill him as they were as reluctant to kill Gandhi. And they went through great lengths to assassinate Gandhi, many, many, many hands removed from the actual assassination, and still it caused their empire problems for 15 or 18 years after they did that act, and they are aware of it. In fact, the assassination of Gandhi is what led to the overthrow of the Shah through the British Crown because of problems they were having. So they are aware that when humans harmonize with a basic goal of universe, they're at a level that we cannot appreciate, undefeatable and untouchable. It's a real chore to be so harmonious, and universe puts you through huge amounts of struggle to get there, as I have personally witnessed, because I'm nowhere near as harmonious as Icke is relative to what universe wants done, but I'm close. I've gotten through my levels of struggle to reach my appreciation of harmony. This does not mean that individuals that are harmonious with universe are good in and of themselves, or that their methods or motives are good, merely that universe wants them to do what they're doing at that moment. And this is the same kind of thing that we have to acknowledge occurs on the other side. So the powers that be work their butts off for probably the better part of 30 years to engineer that a certain individual by the name of Adolf would rise to the chancellery of Germany at a particular time, because they were attempting to get an individual to harmonize with universe. Didn't quite work. And so he wasn't as harmonious as they thought. They thought they were on top of a particular trend and they were riding a wave. They misjudged it. The wave crested and broke and they came crashing down, although they were not defeated. And they try it again and so on. They are afraid of the rise of the mule in the Asimov language, the David Icke and the Gandhi, the individual that is able to harmonize for reasons that they are not able to understand. Either the individual that's doing the harmonizing usually isn't necessarily aware of what they're doing, but also the powers that be don't know why such individuals arise, and they're very much sketched out by it. Interesting bit of diversion. There's the Hindu religion has an offshoot with the Jain religion, and both of these religions are not really given to prophecy, but the ones they have are really interesting. And the Jain have this offshoot, this particular fellow that was a companion of one of their enlightened beings who wrote down some of the things the enlightened beings said. And we can take it as prophecy, if you will. And the Jain description that I read years ago was about the end of the Kali Yuga. And what it said was that for each and every aspect of universe, there would be 9 individuals that would arise. And there's 66,000 aspects of universe, so that's what, 594,000 individuals would arise that would be the expressors of these aspects. And of the 9 individuals for each aspect, 8 of them would perish during the Kali Yuga, and one of those individuals would be the carryover to take the rest of the planet, if you will, into the next age, and to be the seed. So the 9 is reduced by 8 to 1. Now, there's a whole lot of 981 issues there relative to sacred geometry and numbers and so on, and you can make the claim that the whole myth was merely to encode these numbers and their relationship. Nonetheless, a lot of the prophetic description that goes along with that that's in that book describes individuals that are wittingly or not harmonious with universe and end up, oh, well, I got to do it. Universe wants me to do it. I'll just shut up and do it. And, I'm going to end up having to be a big fool and everybody's going to laugh at me and, maybe I'll be vilified or whatever, but this is just the chore the universe has presented us with. David Icke is such an individual. And I know this not from my own personal understanding, but from the linguistics as to how the people are discussing him at the minion level and above. And I can find exactly the same language replicated in the idiom of its day from the powers that be about Gandhi.
Wow.
Just an interesting little aside. Yeah.
So
the powers that be think Ike is in tune with universe, and they're afraid to touch him. They're going to annoy the crap out of him, but I don't think they'll ever assassinate him.
Well, good. So in being in tune with the universe, I'm kind of feeling like you be in tune with the universe with your gut versus with your mind.
There's no difference. Let's recognize that we have brain cells around our gut, around our intestines. We have as much neural mass around our intestines as we do in the thinking cortex of our brain. It is literally your second brain. Your intuition resides down there. It thinks in a different way, but it is your mind.
Okay, because I heard David Icke say that he had tremendous freedom once he stopped caring what anyone thought about him.
I have also reached that stage through a similar set of suffering that I encountered in my youth. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
okay.
It's true. It's true. Once you break through the paternalistic constraints and impositions that are placed on you by the outside, a huge amount of freedom comes rushing at you. And then the next thing that comes rushing at you is the overwhelming horror of the responsibility you now have. And it takes you a number of years just to chew that and digest it all, the responsibility thing. And regardless of what anybody may say about Ike, his motives, or anything like that, this is an individual that has gone through both of those phases. And so he's had at least that same level of the enlightenment experience that I've had. I think he's gone further, had more of such experiences, but we at least share that. So I know that he is at least as harmonious as possible with the universe at that level. Universe is, he's what do they call him? Shiva's dogs. He's he's a good Shiva's dog, as I am.